What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Gifted Gamer 204 back at it again. And yes, you guessed right. Today we got another banger for y'all, man. So if you're new to the channel, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button as we keep on rolling right into today's video. Now, check this out, man. We got a good one today, people. Oh, yes. Now is I've been seeing a lot of people talking on this subject here. So now, it's my turn to put in my 2 cents. Now, this is what we're gonna do. Because I got a lot of information I need to share in this video. This is going to be a pretty lengthy video. I suggest y'all stay, until the end because it's gonna get good. All right. So let me pause this because we're gonna listen to him first. We're gonna first listen to the CEO himself, Mr. Satya Nadella. Let's have a quick listen to what he had to say, all right? And then we're gonna read the interview. So here he is.
If I think about it, right, we chose the secular growth category in entertainment, which we think is gaming, and said, let's double down on it. And it's been a passion for Microsoft ever since. In fact, I think Flight Simulator launched before Windows or Office even. And so it's like one of the longest franchises in this company. And so we said, let's take that joy of gaming everywhere. And that's why even these ads with Xbox now, where we are redefining what it means to be an Xbox fan, it's about being able to enjoy Xbox on all your devices. So our strategy with Activision content now is in full force. We feel fantastic about the progress we've made. And more importantly, I think on long term, as a company, we can bring the best of AI innovation, cloud innovation, console innovation, PC innovation to build the best games that can be enjoyed by gamers everywhere.
I mean, these people are out of control. Let me continue on. Let me actually read the article real quick, okay? This is ridiculous. This is out of control. And those people who are sitting here thinking and saying that they're okay with this, they're lying. Point blank, period. Don't take their word saying that they're fine with this, yada yada yada. Because they're lying. This is not okay. But let's get on with the article here, right? With the whole this is the next box, yada yada yada, boom boom boom. He did the annual shareholder meeting where he dropped the bomb on us. Okay, so let's get into it here. So shareholders are also interested in our gaming business, said Brett Iverson, Microsoft's Vice President of Investor Relations. Our acquisitions of ABK, Satya, how are you feeling about the early return on that investment and the progress on our overall gaming strategy over the last year? So the Microsoft CEO, Satya Nadella, replied, I'm feeling very, very good about where we are in gaming. In fact, right now, this is like the peak season in gaming. Obviously, with Black Ops and the new Call of Duty, it's just been fantastic to see the launch and the marketing around it, the buzz around it, and the love for gaming. Call of Duty Black Ops 6, the first to launch directly into Game Pass, enjoyed a hugely successful debut. I mean, how do we know that? This is the problem that I have with this company. How do we know that? They just expect us to take their word for whatever it is that they're reporting here, which is ridiculous because we all know Microsoft doesn't give out their report numbers. They don't report their numbers to the public. So how do we know that this is a hugely successful debut? We don't know that. Let me keep going. If I think about it, right, we chose the secular growth category in entertainment, which we think is gaming, and said, let's double down on it. And this is the part that we were actually just listening to, okay? And we said, let's take a joy of gaming everywhere. And that's why, even with these ads with Xbox Now, where we are redefining what it means to be an Xbox fan. It's about being able to enjoy Xbox on all your devices. And more importantly, I think in the long term as a company, we can bring the best of the AI innovation, cloud innovation, console innovation, PC innovation to build the best games that can be enjoyed by gamers everywhere. Okay? That's the end of it right there. First and foremost, right off the bat, he's saying that he wants to redefine what it means to be an Xbox fan. This man don't have one clue what it is to be an Xbox fan. He doesn't. He's the CEO of Microsoft. So by him letting you know that he's trying to redefine what it means, you Xbox fans should be on pure outrage right now. And it's so sad that we, even after this comes out, we still see people online trying to defend Microsoft. Are you understanding the world that we live in today and why everything is the way it is? This is one example right here. This is one clear example right here. The fact that you can have someone telling you what it should mean to be an Xbox fan when you've been down with Xbox since day one, and you're still gonna go out and defend the Microsoft brand, whatever it is. You still gonna go out and defend it. I've seen people already. Oh, I'm still keeping my Xbox. This, that, and the third. I don't care. It's ridiculous. You should be signing petitions everywhere online. Because if you don't know, the Xbox console is pretty much like the last thing on their mind. They're not thinking about you. In case you didn't know that. It's ridiculous. This guy over here, let's keep going. This is ridiculous. After reading that, if you don't feel some type of way and you're a hardcore Xbox gamer, I don't know what else to tell you. Anyways, these people, shout outs to Dame Dash. I'm going to quote him when he says, "Culture vultures." Okay? Those of y'all who know, if you know, you know. He's the one that came out saying you culture vulture, trying to infiltrate my culture, my hip hop culture, things like that. This is exactly what's going on right here. Satya Nadella and the rest of those higher ups are culture vultures. Because if he's saying this, he said we chose the secular growth category in entertainment, which we think is the gaming, and said let's double. They're looking at spreadsheets. They're looking at all the numbers. They were looking at everything, right? This is what he means by that. Okay? In the entertainment business, he saw the numbers in the gaming. And he said, oh my goodness, those numbers are crazy. Like, we have this many people in the gaming space. These many people actually play video games. That's the area we need to attack. Let's go over there and let's double down on it. I want to put all the games. Then he goes and probably does his research, talks to whoever he needs to talk to, Phil Spencer or whoever it is, and sits down and say, "Yo, bring me up to date. What's going on here with the gaming space?" Because he don't know nothing. Phil needs to break it down, or whoever it is that he spoke to needs to break it down to him. Well, this is what's happening. Boom, boom. This is how things go. Broke it down to him. Exclusivity. This is what's happening. The war, console wars. We got this over here. That. Everything. What Satya says. Console. This. What? Take all that off the table. I want our games to be everywhere. We're Microsoft. I don't care about exclusivity because Satya been saying that he doesn't care about exclusivity. He never saw, any growth or any way that you can see any type of profit when you're, attaching something specifically to just one brand instead of it being on everything else. He sees it as you can make more money that way instead of it just being sitting in one place. And especially after the ABK deal, it was full force. Let's get it popping. It's over. So so that's my thoughts on that, right? On the whole, him being a culture vulture. That's why I said that, because he's just looking at numbers without having any interest in the actual gaming space. He doesn't have any interest in that. He just looked at the numbers and said, "This is what we need to head into. Let's go in there and let's do what we got to do in there." And he said, "Forget all of you Xbox hardcore gamers. Forget you. I don't care about you." And we're raising the Game Pass to $20. And that's just the beginning. Because in a couple more years, it's going to keep going up and more and up and up. That's all it's going to be doing. And y'all still here backing up the company, which is ridiculous. If this was happening to Sony, do you understand the mayhem that will be going down right now online on the internet? I mean, things will be going so far left, out of control, that I don't even want to imagine it. But anyways, I think, besides all this, right? Besides all this, him saying all this, at the end of the day, Phil Spencer was the one that messed everything up. Been saying it, and I'm going to say it today again. Phil Spencer was the one that ultimately destroyed, the whole Xbox community. Why? He introduced Game Pass. It might sound so simple, because I'm just speaking on Game Pass. It might sound too simple to be a downfall of a huge corporation like this, like Xbox. But it's the damn truth. You see, the whole debacle they had with the Xbox One, that could have easily been fixed. If you take a look at all the fans that Xbox have in today's world, that even after hearing something like this from Satya, that they're still on board, even with the whole Xbox One debacle, they could have still turned things around. You get what I'm saying? Like, you still would have had those fans right there with you if you would have just came out and said, we messed up with the Xbox One. We trying to delete that whole generation off our minds, and we're going to head in straight, start off right. We're bringing in new consoles, the Series S and the Series X. Well, they messed up already with the Series S. So it's like they should have just came in with one Series X. But just come in there and be like, we're focusing on the Series X. We're going to focus on all these great IPs that we're known to have, especially after they acquired ZeniMax. And all the rest of the IPs that they already have under their belt. We're going to focus in on that. And we're going to bring Xbox gaming back to where it belongs, back in the 360 days. You don't think that would have hyped up all your core Xbox gamers and even try to bring in new Xbox gamers once we see, that you made a whole new Gears of, like, a brand new Gears and new Halo and things like that. Like, bring all your IPs in. They could have turned it around. But Phil introduced Game Pass, which now turned Xbox into a subscription service, meaning there will be no more games being sold on your platform. So it's over. You cannot make money. A development team cannot make money if they're stuck under a subscription service. Because now you're looking at how many subscribers you have. So now you turn to the developer, let's say like whoever, like Obsidian or Machine Games or whoever, right? You're telling them now, I'm sorry, but your game budget for your next game could only be 100 million. Why? Because we only have 10 million subscribers to Game Pass, and it's going day and date on for Game Pass Ultimate. We're not gonna see any sales on the Xbox store because nobody's gonna buy it. Everybody's on Game Pass. So we only have 10 million Game Pass subscribers. That equals to this amount. So we're only gonna be able to give you like 100 million for your next game. You see what I'm? It messes everything up. And then you start to shape the minds of the customers. We don't have to buy games anymore. And that's what happened. And here we are today. Let me keep going because I want to read you this thing that Tim Dog said over on X, right? Check this out. He had this to say. So, like I said, this will be the week we really get Xbox planned for not needing an Xbox to play Xbox games to PS5. I knew once Jez posted that stuff, which is accurate, as Jez has very close ties to Xbox. So his info is basically verified. How do I know this? I was once just as close as Jez is. So him opening up is because basically he learned about this recently. And he also knows this is what they are doing. So everyone saying Jez is a fraud, go F yourself because you are clueless. And yes, I'm in a position to talk about this. So yes, Xbox is going full third party, and games like Blade, Elder Scrolls, later in dev are going day one to PS5. Fable, Gears, Closer will depend on dev load, but the plan is to make them on PS5 either day one or shortly thereafter. Xbox is banking on current Xbox users to stay with Xbox due to ecosystem attachment. I think they are about to learn something. I own over 1,000 games on Xbox. I have left the Ultimate subscription and haven't turned on my Xbox since May 23rd. I think with what Sony is offering, they will just sweep up the people who leave. Xbox hardware, I believe, will not exist in 10 years. And maybe the handheld gets released. But I don't see the brand in a good place for that because of the competition in that field. The Switch 2 will dominate that space. So I end with this. It's okay to be upset with Xbox as they haven't been truthful or upfront at all. This is a fact. Anyone who says different isn't being real with themselves. That gives me and many other reasons to speak on this downfall of theirs and to also not be happy with them or their direction. I've been too right on this not to comment. It is what it is, but they are borderline self-destructing before our eyes. Say goodbye to the Xbox console and exclusive. Holy shit, 24 years to see them in this position. They are totally cooked. And those are the words from Tim Dog himself. He's absolutely right on. I mean, you think about it, right? Most people in the ecosystem of Xbox don't really own that many games. I mean, if you're like fairly brand new, those who've been around forever, I guess, have this amount of games. If he has over 1,000 games on Xbox with the Ultimate subscription, and he still managed to leave that behind because he knew already where the direction Xbox was going. We could sit here and guess not many people have over 1,000 games on Xbox. And this is not Game Pass. This is him owning these games. He bought these games. And he was able to leave that ecosystem. So just imagine the people that don't even have half as many games as he does. Once they see, the thing is that people are just waiting to see if Halo, Gears, for like their top games, especially Halo and Gears, they're just waiting to see until that day comes. That's why not many people are switching yet. Once they see that move, they're gone, because there will be no reason for you to own an Xbox console when you could just go over to PlayStation. You're gonna have the best of both worlds. All the PlayStation exclusives day one and the Xbox exclusives day one as well. You don't even need to sell the PlayStation anymore. It's gonna sell itself when this happens. So he hit it right on the money. The whole thing with the handheld, the Switch 2, that's their lane. You're not gonna compete with Nintendo Switch when it comes to handhelds. And if you want to take it over to the PC handhelds, the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck, they control that space. You have to deliver something that contributes something totally new that the Steam or the Ally don't give us. And I don't know what that would be. Somebody will have to tell me what that will be, because what will be so different from the Xbox handheld and the ROG and the Steam Deck? I don't know. But would it be that much of a difference from the ROG to make me say, I'm not buying the Ally X. I'm gonna go buy the Xbox handheld? Would it be that much of a difference? That's yet to be seen. But you get where I'm going with that. Now, they have been lying this whole time, because your boy Phil over here is just 4 games. This was back in February. This year, 24. 4 games. No promise beyond that. Don't take it as some signal that everything's coming. It's not. And then remember, the reporter asked him, "Oh, can you say if it's any of those games will be Starfield or Indiana Jones?" And he said, "No, they are not. Those are not the games that I'm talking about. Like, if they're not going to PlayStation." And here we are. Next thing you know, a couple months later, just like 4 months later after he said that, they announced Indiana Jones on Gamescom opening night live, coming to PlayStation in spring. This is what he was talking about. They always lie, time after time after time. They keep feeding you with lies and false information, and instead of just being straight up. And this is another thing with Phil Spencer with the whole Game Pass. If he would have never introduced it and just went the route that I mentioned, like just tell the fans that, forget about Xbox One days, we coming back. We making a comeback with the Series X, with all our IPs. We got Bethesda under our belts. We got, we taking that next step. I'm pretty sure they would have been selling a lot of games over there, and a lot of people would have been crossing over to Xbox, because Bethesda, they have a lot of fans. So the sales, they could have competed, and I'm being totally honest. I truly believe that they could have truly competed, especially when it comes to sales with these video games. So when Satya came in and saw all these numbers and said, "What is going on here? We don't even sell games." And then on top of that, we don't even have many subscribers to Game Pass. So what are we doing here? As opposed to, he could have came in that room, walked in the room, and saw the sales numbers and be like, "Whoa, dang, we selling that many for Starfield, for Fallout, for Redfall?" Damn, we making progress. Like, we selling a lot of games over here, and we still have machine games to put out its game. 343. We still have all these studios that haven't even put out their games yet. Like, we going good. Like, maybe he could have changed his mind. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm just giving you like how something else, like something different, could have happened if he wouldn't have introduced Game Pass. Maybe that would have been the tone in the room. Who knows? Satya could have been like, nah, let's keep going. Let's give it another 2 years. Let's see. Like, because I see the numbers and we doing good right now with sales. Let's keep going. Like, if we start to see in 2 years that it's starting to drop, let's revisit this conversation. But right now, let's keep going. Let's keep selling these games because we're doing good. Maybe that could have been the conversation. And we could have been somewhere totally different. But instead, we're here today because of this man on your screen right here. And then recently, people want to start putting the blame on Sarah Bond, like when they took notice that she said, let's put our foot on the gas and let's just go everywhere, Xbox everywhere. Now they're trying to make it seem like if this whole thing was her idea. When the truth of the matter is, she actually did the right thing and said, if we going in, we going in. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Satya said we going in, let's go in. Because Phil Spencer's like, you see how stressed he looked in the Bloomberg interview. He knows, he has his reputation on the line. So he's probably like, man, he don't want to do this. His reputation's on the line. He's been saying all these things to the Xbox fan base all these years. And here we are today. So he's feeling the pressure because his reputation is on the line. And he knows that he's going to get the majority of the backlash. That's what's happening. Okay, now let me see if I missed anything on that because, I'll be forgetting a lot of things. Yeah. So here's another thing, right? This is another thing that I'm going to mention. With this whole thing, I feel like, especially, and this is going way back, these are problems that Microsoft, has been dealing with. You're going to want to stay for this part, man. You're going to want to stay for this. Because this company has been dealing with failure after failure, year after year. You think about it. Let me take you down the road. These are Microsoft's 15 biggest flops. The Microsoft band. Okay? At the time, it was expected by 2017, it was expected to double of 222 million by 2021. This was the time that these were in style. This is what they're saying. Okay? So Apple had one, Fitbit had one. So this is the number that they were tracking that it was going to rise to. Microsoft comes out, launches its Microsoft band, costs $200. But the design team didn't do its job and people were finding it uncomfortable to use. Therefore, people started going with Apple and Fitbit, and the rest is history. With one simple mistake, this is the bad luck that this company has. One simple mistake of the design team not being able to make it look fit good on your wrist. And it was over. You can't make this up. I mean, it's ridiculous. Think about that. You need to really think about that. when something is gonna go, what can go wrong for this company will go wrong. Let me keep going. Bing, we all remember Bing. They were going up against Google as a search engine and things like that. We know how that turned out. You know, who's going to switch from using Google to go start using Bing? Who? It's ridiculous to even think about doing this. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Everybody has Windows PCs at home, so as soon as you open the internet, the Bing search bar is right there. It's the home page of your web browser. But people are so used to one thing, it is just so hard, especially when we start using Bing. It's not giving us the same results that Google's giving us. What do you think is gonna happen? I remember when this came on, I tried using Bing. I'm like, yo, but what's up with these results? Like, I'm not getting what I need. You switch over to Google, you put in the same information, boom, there it is. You need everything I needed was right there. And that was all I needed. And I'm pretty sure that was all everybody else needed to know that Bing was trash. Let's keep going. This whole Bob Microsoft Home stuff. Another thing that, flopped. Okay, it was like an office assistant. It was supposed to help you understand the PC and how you needed to work it and things like that, right? So let me see. Yeah, check this out. Something like this, right? It was meant to help you, right? Check this out. Bob also had a hefty, for the time, PC requirements, and most personal computers lack the power to run the software. Therefore, you're done. It's ridiculous. You make something up like this, but then the PC, you need to have a certain PC requirement, knowing damn well that back in the day, we didn't think about none of this PC requirements like how we have in today. It was none of that back then. He knew. Bill Gates knew that people weren't really tech savvy back in the day. So for him to even create a software with like Bob and having it to have a certain PC requirements, he should have known already that it was going to be dead on arrival. It's ridiculous. Let's keep going. Groove Music, another thing. Here we go with subscriptions. This is what they keep messing up. They wanted to charge $9.99 per month to stream and things like that. Back in the day, in 2015, it was rebranded as Groove. So this was before 2015. As we all know, we weren't really into subscription services for music back then. So who was here gonna sit here and pay $10 a month to listen to music? Those of you who know, you know. We weren't doing that back then. Internet Explorer 6 failed, dropped tremendously. It was buggy and had gapping security holes. Microsoft largely ignored the problems, keeping IE6 in circulation as alternatives like Firefox and Chrome lured users away with promises and a smoother and less infectious online experience, and the rest was history. Let's keep going. The Cortana. I know y'all remember Cortana. That was another thing with the smart speaker. They even partnered up with Harman and Kardon, and it still flopped. And look how much, and I didn't even get to how much money they spending on all these products. I mean, look at this. Let me see if they have it here. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see. That's how much people. They sold it for $100. They spent billions on making this. They don't say it here. They spent billions on making this. Let's keep going. The Kin, another one. They bought the T-Mobile Psychic designer, Danger Inc. They spent $1 billion in development. It sold under 10,000 units, and the you know, like Verizon and things like that, they stopped selling it in their stores because the sales were abysmal. Under 10,000, they spend a billion in development. I'm telling you, Lumia smartphones, another one. Excuse me, another product that they failed. Microsoft wrote off 7.6 billion. Then another 950 million. Thousands of jobs were shed in the process. It's ridiculous. This is crazy. Then he did this MS 4.0 type thing. This was back in 1988. Another thing, you know, that people just left behind. The Microsoft Surface. Another thing that they spent a lot of money on. But, you know, it wasn't so fortunate. It was a more consumer-friendly price. Microsoft used ARM Holdings based mobile chip in order to keep a consumer-friendly price. They used ARM Holding based mobile chips running Windows RT. Thus, apps essentially had to be written specially for the Surface RT, confusing consumers and discouraging app creators. The Surface RT was slow. I mean, do I need to keep going? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Why even bother? Why try to make something consumer friendly when in order for you to do that, you need to go and get mobile chips to run on the Windows Surface? When you doing this, knowing damn well it ain't gonna work out. So why would you even do it? It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense at all. And I'll be just trying to, I'm like, let me get in their shoes to see what, it just doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. Windows 8, I couldn't stand when this came out. I mean, this was horrible, and I couldn't stand it. Satya Nadella admitted, you know, that the company got some things wrong in Windows 8. Oh, you better believe they did. The Windows Phone. The Windows Phone. We all heard of that one. Another debacle they had with that. It's ridiculous. And Windows RT, which we just mentioned with the Surface tablet. And then the Xbox One. I mean, damn. I mean, these people are ridiculous. Selling it $100 higher than the PlayStation 4. And because of that, PlayStation went on to sell 70 million, while they only sold 34 million. Just because it was not only because, but one of the main reasons was because they priced it higher than the PS4, $100 higher. It's ridiculous what the things that these people did. And the Zune. I know y'all remember the Zune. Going up against, you know, the iPod. It wasn't happening. Look, man. Another thing with subscription, they wanted a subscription service on this. I remember they wanted something, that you had to pay monthly. It's ridiculous, man. But yeah. So this goes back. Everything that they do, it flops. Now, this is with this whole Xbox thing, people trying to let it be known how they're being smart about this and being ahead of the game. Look at all those things that I just showed you. That's them trying to be ahead of the game. And none of them worked. Phil with Game Pass trying to be ahead of the game because he probably saw numbers that people are starting to subscribe to a lot of monthly services like Netflix and things of that nature. So he said, maybe if we do that with the gaming industry, we could grow. And look where we are today. With the Xbox One, the whole multimedia box, maybe let's target his audience, and look where we are today. So Xbox they're trying, and here we are with the Xbox everywhere, this, that, and the third, cloud gaming, all that. You're trying to think too far ahead. This is the problem. You cannot think that far ahead. Technology and us as humans, our minds, we're not there yet. That's why when you see a lot of people say, man, this thing was ahead of its time, like people wasn't ready for that. Yeah, that. If it's too far ahead, people are not ready for that yet. For that cloud gaming only, like me giving away my consoles and buying a Fire Stick, and that's the only way I consume gaming, people not ready for that. That's a huge change. So Xbox and Microsoft, they're trying to think way too far ahead. And they're going to fail again. Just because you're not putting your games everywhere, it don't mean that people are actually going to buy the game. Because this is the next thing that I'm going to tell you. And you need to pay attention. Xbox will become that crappy third-party developer that always launches games with bugs, that needs day one patches, that ain't running good on this engine. You see all those games that we always say that about? Xbox will be one of those developers. You will see. And you know why? Because they've accustomed all of their development teams to become lazy. They're lazy now, in case you didn't know. They've been under this Game Pass umbrella for over 7 years now. 7 years. You've been working like this. You think you just automatically gonna snap your fingers and now everybody's gonna start hustling again? Because now we don't have a Game Pass budget no more. Now we actually have to optimize our games, for the PlayStation, and it needs to be PS5 Pro enhanced. So we gotta put that work in now. You think people just gonna from one day to the next just start working hard like that again? It's not gonna happen. Think about it. They need to port games now to the Series X, the Series S, PC, PlayStation. It needs to have a PlayStation 5 Pro enhancement and the Nintendo Switch. It needs to have 6 different ports. It ain't looking good, man. It's not looking good. Xbox is gonna be that crappy third-party developer that's not gonna optimize their games correctly. All their games will, maybe not like Halo and Gears, which is like their top games, and they might want to have those, at least those two, like top notch at launch. But for the rest of them, I see them coming out that they need patches. Oh, it's so buggy, especially in this area. This game is just not running good. Like a Stalker situation, like something like that. Like a Stalker 2 situation. That's gonna be Xbox from here on out when they become full third party. That's gonna be them right there. That Stalker 2 situation, that's going to be Xbox, people. Yeah. Believe it or not. And another thing, why Xbox is the way they are. I'm telling you, this was a lengthy video. Hopefully y'all still with me, right? Because check this out. This is the one and only. The one and only Steve Jobs speaking on Microsoft. I told you y'all gonna want to stay here for the long haul. So this is getting good. So this is what Steve Jobs had to say about Microsoft. So in the interview with tech journalist Bob Kringley, Jobs expressed his views on Microsoft. The only problem with Microsoft is that they just have no taste. They have absolutely no taste. And what that means is, I don't mean that in a small way. I mean that in a big way. They don't think of original ideas and don't bring much culture into their products. Jobs further explained that his issue wasn't with Microsoft's success, but with the quality of their products, lamenting that they just make really third-rate products, end quote. This is the interview here where he says it, okay? So, let me see if he said anything else here. Microsoft is many things. This is people like trying to defend Microsoft, right? Think about it. We have people even back then doing this. It's ridiculous. They had a whole cyber attack on them. Okay, so yeah, that's what he had to say on this issue. On this issue, right? On Microsoft. Think about it. It's true. Microsoft has always been about numbers. They're a software company. They're built on spreadsheets. That's all they're built on. How can the numbers grow? Can they go up? How can they keep going up? That's all they're thinking about. Being innovative, being creative, being, pioneers in something. They're not thinking about none of that. They don't care. You make the idea, you be innovative, you be Steve Jobs, and then once you do that, we'll go and see if we could come up with our own version of whatever you came up with. That's what they do. That's what he's saying here. And without even putting their swag, their culture into it, with their swag, they just do something plain and like, here you go. That's what he means by that. And meanwhile, he came in the business and took over. And here we are today with Apple. One of the biggest corporations in the world. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. I think I got something else over here. Let me see, because I got to show y'all something right here, right? This is another one. This is another one, people. It's almost over. It's almost over. So, the high-end console is a niche product designed for most loyal fans of Xbox hardware. Distribution will be reduced to fewer regions, with an emphasis on North America and the UK, where its user base is strongest. Okay, direct sales model. Microsoft could sell directly to consumers instead of using traditional distributors. This reduces costs and improves margins, similar to the model of its Surface devices. Realism about the market. Xbox understands that demand is declining, so its approach will be more controlled and profitable. They are not looking to compete in volume with PlayStation or Nintendo, but rather focus on a premium segment willing to pay. Is ridiculous. They're focusing on, they're doing, you know what they're doing? When I just read that premium segment willing to pay, they're doing the whole NBA 2K, the live service thing. I just thought about that right now, just reading that. Therefore, this is what 2K does and Call of Duty. They could care less. This is why the game keeps going and going and going. They could care less if their game sells 10 million copies. If only 500,000 buy NBA 2K and Call of Duty, but those 500,000 are the ones that love the game, that always purchase virtual currency, battle passes, putting in money week after week to buy more VC, to buy more weapon skins, to buy this and that. 500,000. If 500,000 people are doing that, even 50,000, but those 50,000 people are consistent with that, that's all they need. That's all they care about. Because that game comes out yearly. So in a year, think about how much money those 50,000 people are spending on that one game. Think about it. So those are the people that they target. So this is what they're saying here. They're only going to target you, the ones that pay up money, the ones that cough up the money to them. They're just going to focus on those certain people. Meaning you won't be able to see, you're not going to be seeing Xbox consoles on shelves now in the future like how you used to. Because they don't want to be paying, those retailers money for nothing, because they know that the demand of their console is dropping tremendously. That's what they're saying here. And it's a shame. It really is a shame. And I just can't believe we are here today. I can't believe we're here today. And this is the last thing, because I forgot to read what Tom Warren said, which is very important. I hope y'all still with me, because it's very important, people. This is the last thing I'm going to say on this. He put, where's his thing at? Wait. Did he delete it? Oh. Don't tell me he deleted it, because it's going to be crazy. Oh, here it is. Here we are, people. He says, this is so important. Remember I told you what Satya Nadella said? That the growth with Black Ops 6 has been tremendous, hugely success, this, that. Remember in the article? Game Pass is around 20% of their Xbox content and services revenue. So if that dips a little and the bigger part grows by selling games on PS5 and across multiple devices, then I doubt it's an issue for the business. Now I want you to pay close attention to that. He's saying it right here. Game Pass is around 20% of the Xbox content and services revenue. So how is it that this man is over here claiming that he sees the hugely success in Black Ops and this, that, and the third, and that the business was growing when Game Pass is only 20%. This is why we need to see the numbers of Microsoft, because we don't know what the hell they talking about. I mean, I don't know what to believe. People don't buy games on Xbox. So if their main thing is Game Pass and their main thing is only 20% of their revenue, where's the other 80% coming from? Y'all gonna have to let me know, man, because I don't understand. Anyways, man, I think I said everything I needed to say. All them people saying that it's okay, because this is what you're gonna start seeing online now. Oh, I've been saw this come. I'm pretty sure you already saw it. Everybody saying the same thing. Oh, I've been seeing this coming. Oh, I already knew that was happening. Oh yeah. I've been told you that this was gonna happen. That's all you're hearing now. You seeing all the prophets online now. Instead of taking ownership and being like, damn, like actually being mad about the thing. They don't care. But you know why they don't care though? Like I keep telling you, you know why they don't care? Because they just turn on that camera and lie to you. That's why they don't care. It's a job for them. They trying to get in with the right people. So this is what they're gonna do. Meanwhile, they all got PlayStation 5 Pros in their houses. I'm gonna keep saying it. Because if they truly feel how they really feel, how they telling you how they feel about PlayStation, that they suck, this, that, and the third, why y'all don't go and tell them, oh, but did you trade in your PlayStation since you say that it sucks? Why y'all don't go and ask them these questions? They're gonna tell you, I ain't trading in my PlayStation. It's ridiculous. Anyway, man, I think I said enough. Y'all stay with me this long. I appreciate you, man. I see you. Thank you. It's your boy, the gifted one here, man. Make sure y'all share this video because there's a lot of information in this video that everybody needs to learn and listen to and hear and see. It's your boy, the gifted one here, man. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone.